Hello, thank you for joining me. So this is going to be a reading for the Divine Feminines. It's for those who recognise that they're in a twin flame dynamic. Now, this isn't going to resonate for absolutely everybody because it's still a general reading. It's not gender or zodiac specific as well. As always, please use your own discernment, okay? The intention here is to help the Divine Feminines to navigate the energies that surround them at this time. Please also do keep in mind that the single most important part of the twin flame journey is union with the self. You're already whole, you're already complete, you are consciousness. Never ever keep yourself stuck. Keep pushing forward, focus on your self-growth and your spiritual journey. Okay. Right, so before we start pulling cards for you Divine Feminines, I do need to point out that I don't know if this read is going to be connected to the Divine Masculines read that I've just done, or if this read is going to be for a completely different group of twin flames, okay? As always, use your own discernment, okay? Right, this month we're going to be looking at doing a little bit of shadow work within this read as well, because it's such an incredibly important part of the spiritual journey that the twin flame connection brings with it. Shadow work, if you've been ignoring shadow work, then I hate to sound so blunt, if you have been ignoring your shadow work, then that's not the right thing to do if you recognise you're in a twin flame situation. As I said, twin flame connections are designed literally to pull old wounds up to the surface so that you can work through them, and shadow work is pretty much that. Okay, right, so you've got visionary, capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. So this is very much divine feminine energy. The compassion to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. So you're looking at either people or situations around you, and you're going, yeah, there's potential here, that there's a lot of potential here. Now, for some of you, I'm feeling strongly that you're embarking on self-employment, and you're seeing the potential within the idea that you've had. And you could be faced with naysayers, people trying to put ideas in your head that this thing that you're trying to achieve is not going to work. You know how some can get really negative, really putting a downer on all of your ideas. So what I'm seeing you doing is actually keeping your ideas to yourself, keeping notes of your ideas as and when they come in, and really looking at it objectively. And then it's like, I feel that you've already done that, and that you've moved on now to the physical aspects of how you can get this thing done. So you're looking at like finances, how much you can or should invest, how much you're going to need to invest in this thing. There's such a heavy vibe of you not planning, because you've already done the planning stages, but you're planning the physical things that's going to go towards seeing this idea that you have to come to fruition. Okay. Now, the willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. So for some of you, this is in reference to you trying to help someone else. And with this being that sort of Empress energy, I feel that this has got something to do with volunteering. You're doing some kind of volunteering work, not so that you can look like the hero, not so that you can get any, rewards or a pat on the back, or so that you can look good. I feel that some of you are volunteering because at this time it's the right thing to do. This could be pertaining to your local community. If your local community is struggling with something. I see that some of you have put yourselves forward to help out there, and for others of you that this could be more, it could be more long distance than that. It's interesting because either way you're doing something to help out a collective, and you're genuinely not expecting anything in return. You're not doing it for personal gain. You're not doing it for the clout, you know. You're doing it because you feel, number one, that you can help, and number two, that that you should. The shadow attributes of this card is selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. So I don't feel that this is your energy, Divine Feminines. And I'm not just saying that to blow smoke up your ass. I'm genuinely not. The shadow attributes is for those of you who are in a position of power somehow. You're trying to remember the golden rule of remembering your roots, remembering where you've come from, and remembering what you had to go through to get to the point that you're currently at. Some of you could have been afraid of a certain level of success due to you bearing witness to others becoming successful, and through that success they became arrogant, and that arrogance turned them into really horrible, despicable individuals. Now you've got a complete awareness of this, and it's there in your mind constantly. I need to keep my feet on the ground. I mustn't allow the success to change my authenticity. That's what's going on here. It's really, really nice. Really nice. Okay, right, so we are going to start pulling your tarot. And if you just bear with me, because I'm going to pull the cards first and then I'll take you through it. Right. What is the counterpart's energy, please? What's Divine Masculine's energy? Thank you. What is Divine Masculine's blockage, please? Thank you. What is Divine Feminine's energy? Thank you. What is Divine Feminine's blockage? Thank you. What connects these two, please? Thank you. What is the message from Spirit? Thank you. What's the potential outcome here, please? Thank you. Okay. Right. So the energy at the bottom of the deck is the Six of Wands. It's Leo energy. You then have the Eight of Coins reversed. It's Virgo energy. Ten of Cups, Pisces. Judgment, Pluto. So it's Scorpion. The Empress, Divine Feminine. Taurus, Libra. Seven of Coins, Taurus. Ace of Cups, Water, Emotions, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and the Lovers, Gemini. Okay. Right, so the first thing we're going to touch upon is your current overall energy, which is the Six of Wands. Now, it is interesting to me because this did just come out in the Divine Masculine read, and it came out in the Divine Feminine position. It's coming out now as your overall energy. So this, and I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told them because I am getting the same message, like straight up. Your current overall energy is, while you are moving forward and focused on your task at hand, there's still this vibe of you every so often taking a quick glance over your shoulders to see what your counterpart is up to, and hoping that they will contact you, hoping that they will communicate something to you. And yeah, you've got the Three of Cups under there, Cancerian energy, a reunion, a reason to celebrate, a cause for celebration, hearing good news. You know, so there is still this vibe of you wanting to know what your counterpart is getting up to, or, you know, anything like that, how they're doing as well. That you are definitely very concerned for their welfare, I will say that. And as I says, that did come out in the Divine Masculine read that I've just done. Okay, so your counterpart's current energy is the Eight of Coins reversed. So this is someone who is losing hope, losing their balance, and struggling to see any way forward. It also pertains to a lack of focus or not feeling very ambitious at this time. So with this, they're not feeling ambitious about what? What are they not feeling ambitious about? Well, it did come out with the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is their blockage. And that's an interesting card to get in someone's blockage, okay? Because it's the card of contentment, happiness, internal happiness that is shared with others around them. It can also indicate a family situation as well. A long-term relationship, for some it can be. For an apex card to show out in the blockages part of the read, and then not feeling ambitious about it, it speaks for itself really, doesn't it? So your counterpart is not feeling that they should be contributing any further to a specific family situation. Now, this could be any number of things. This could simply be that they're in a relationship with somebody that they no longer are in love with, but now there's children to take into consideration. It could be that. It could be something to do with their family of origin as well. It's not necessarily about the family that you create, but it can also indicate the family that you come from. Okay, so this is indicating that your divine counterpart is trying to distance themselves from a family situation. And I have to leave it there because it's going to be different for all of you. Only you'll know what exactly that is in reference to. Okay. Your current energy is judgment, so this is indicating that you would forgive them, that you're willing to listen. You're also, with this, you're listening to your higher calling, you're listening to your inner self. You're paying very, very close attention to all of the subtle signs and synchronicities that you have been bombarded with. And you're really knuckling under and making sure that you're staying true to your spiritual path as well with that Judgment card. I don't see that you're going to allow anything to shake you, to sidetrack you off your current, I want to say destination, because it does feel like you're just about to complete something. And I'm feeling strongly again that this is in regards to the spiritual journey that you're currently on. You're about to complete, can I say a level? You're about to complete one level, and you're on the verge of beginning the next stage up. So because you can feel the vibe around you that something is about to change, something's about to advance. That's your current energy, and it did come out with the Empress. Now, this is in your blockages position. So your blockage is an Empress. Now, it could be a mother, it could be your partner's mother, your counterpart's mother, it could be the mother of their child, it could be your mother, with this being a blockage, and then you've got your back turned. You see how this Judgment card has got his back turned to this Empress. Now there's a really bizarre message that's coming through here. For some of you, it could well be that your mother, if your mother's still around, of course, for some, not all, they could be reaching out to you and you're not interested in having a conversation with them. It could be that as well. So there's something about the spiritual journey that you're currently on that somehow involves your mother, or the way that you see other women. So for example, if you were abused as a child specifically by your mother or a mother figure, then it stands to reason that you're going to have issues with other women growing up, right? You might find that you probably don't have a lot of female friends, for example, because in one way or another they've all abused or mistreated you somehow. Or you just never really attracted many female friends because of that mother wound. It stands to reason, and for those who have had specifically a lot of female friends that have betrayed you horrifically, the reason behind that is because if you've come from a mother wound, you're going to be trying to look for a mother replacement in other women, and what you'll accidentally do is attract women who are of the same personality type as your original mother. And so it would only be inevitable that those women would do the exact same thing to you that your original mother did to you, if that makes sense. Because you attract you attract what makes you feel safe or what is familiar to you. It's a nasty little trick that your brain can play on you. So yeah, there is an element of that. Now, for some of you, I'm seeing as well that there is very specifically a female. Does not need to be your mother specifically. Okay, it could just be somebody that you looked up to like a mother or similar. This could even be the person that your divine counterpart is currently involved with, who is reaching out to you, and you're not willing to listen to what it is that they have to say. So there's an important message here that's surrounding that you might have to take the high road with this one. Okay, there is a very important message that is coming in towards you, Divine Feminines, specifically from a female figure that you need to listen to. You don't have to reply, you don't have to respond, you don't have to acknowledge receipt of the message, you don't have to do anything like that. All they're asking for you to do is listen to the message or read the words that they've sent you and sit with it, okay? Because there is something contained within that message that absolutely, categorically does pertain to your spiritual journey somehow. I don't know how, but it does, okay? Also, in your blockages, I'm seeing that there is a lack of belief that you can achieve something. So while you're putting your best foot forward and you're trying your hardest and you're doing your best, there's still this niggle at the back of your mind that says, but what if I'm not good enough? And again, that's something for you to sit with and ask yourself, well, why don't I think I'm good enough? Okay, it's all part of your shadow work. Right. What connects you to your divine counterpart is the Seven of Coins. Now, this is quite clear cut because this is the card of abundance, hard work, then follows the prosperity after the hard work. It's the card of you reap what you sow. So it can be quite a karmically charged card, okay? The card of harvest, you reap what you sow, right? This is what's connecting you and your divine counterpart. There's a karmic, which just means soul lesson, by the way. So there's a soul lesson that is still connecting you to your twin flame counterpart. It's still connecting you because it's not yet been fulfilled. It's still in the growth stages. It's still gestating, should we say? It's still growing. It's not quite yet ready to pluck from the spiritual tree, if you like. Okay, so it's a fruit that's half ripe. Okay, yeah, and then this is going to take a really unexpected turn because your message from Spirit is the Ace of Cups, which is love, true love, ultimate love, one love, union, a balance of love, complete love, feelings of completeness. So your message from Spirit is get to this stage of understanding, number one, you're not perfect. Because number two, nobody is, okay? Understanding that, and then recognizing that you are capable, you do deserve love, you are lovable. Through that, you will discover a different type of love that you genuinely feel for yourself. And then once that happens, and for your counterpart as well, because your counterpart's working on this self-love too. And then the potential outcome is the Lovers, which is the actual physical union. So remember, this is a soul connection, okay? Which means that you're not actually in separation. Separation is an illusion because you're always in union on a soul level. There is the potential that this could end up in a physical union. Okay. It's for Divine Feminine, please. Yeah. So you see that 7 of coins. Your secret messages. There are lessons I still need to go through. I don't know if I'll ever meet your expectations. Yeah. So you've got a wee bit of low self-esteem here. I feel that this is you saying, I don't know if I'm good enough. If you remember, when I said I was seeing that with that particular setup, that there was this vibe of you not being able to succeed with something that you were trying to achieve. It's that card. And there are lessons I still need to go through. Okay, so with this particular deck, I'm going to aim not to accidentally drop a huge clump. Never mind. Sometimes with this deck, a huge clump will just sort of fall behind my hand, and then I'll pick it up and put it back in the deck. And it looks like I'm trying to twist the reed into my version of what I think it should be, but that's not what's actually happening. But anyway, that's by the by because it didn't happen. Right. Okay, I'm not ready to commit. I tried to outsmart you. I trust you. I genuinely don't know what to do here. And I need to move on and work on myself. Now, see with this one, I feel that this is you saying that to your counterpart. You're moving on and working on yourself. In fact, in a lot of ways, that's what both of you are doing. I genuinely don't know what to do here. So, yeah, they're confused, you're confused. you're confused about what they might do towards you. You're confused about their intentions towards you, and you would genuinely like to know, are they going to do anything about the connection that is so blatantly obvious between you? And they're sitting there going, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Now, there is an element of trust with this, okay? I tried to outsmart you, and I trust you. So did your counterpart try and do something sneaky? They tried to outsmart you. They tried to somehow get one over on you. This could have been right at the start of the connection that this happened, yet for some reason it's still playing on their mind. And they do trust you. And I'm not ready to commit. No, because they need to commit to themselves first and foremost, and then, of course, you need to commit to yourself, because that is basically how the twin flame connections work. It's all about the self first and foremost, and then the other thing secondary. Right. Okay, so with these two decks, we've got a Divine Feminine deck and a Divine Masculine deck. Now, it's completely up to you how you receive these messages, okay? You could take both of these healing messages as messages to heal your internal Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. Or you could say, right, okay, well, I'm going to take the Divine Feminine one from me because I feel I'm more Divine Feminine, or whatever, okay? It's completely up to you. Right, so the Divine Masculine one says, find joy in giving, happiness is your reward. Wow. So the Divine Masculine needs to find joy in what it is to give without expectations. And it's strange because that was your first card out. Because you're currently giving without expectations of any reward or clout or anything like that. So what we see that's taking place here is you're holding up towards the Divine Masculine these genuine, honest attributes that you have naturally, and they're watching you, and they're learning to emulate from you in a lot of ways. And then the Divine Feminine one, form does not differ from void, form is void. Outer difficult will be resolved with inner truth. Yeah. So outer difficulties will be resolved through the inner truth. Have a healing message, please, for Divine Feminines. Thank you. The smoky mirror. Okay. So if you take a moment to study the card and see if you can pick out any details that would have a message within that detail that is purely a message just for you. Okay. Right. It says the smoky mirror represents the aspects of what is implied, yet cannot be immediately known in the world. Mystery of how things come together and how they fall apart without obvious casualty. This symbol also represents the shadow of the human psyche, the parts of the self that one disowns. The smoky mirror can also represent a state of denial or the inability or refusal to see the truth. When the symbol of the smoky mirror appears, you're invited to see beyond the self. Acknowledge that past the limits of your current ability to perceive, there is a vast interconnected world where events are orchestrated in divine order, but challenging to fully grasp. Now is the time to trust that no matter what the current conditions of your world reflect, in the hidden realms, all aspects of the human journey are celebrated, the beauty and the darkness, the misery and the courage. No matter where you are on your journey, know that some things are meant to be a mystery. which you're meant to understand only through experience. Take heart, for the smoky mirror will ultimately show you beauty and wonder once the fog lifts the distortions that you see now. Understanding the shadow of the human journey requires for you to go deep into your story to discover the wound that prevents you from seeing the truth of your current situation. Your fears and expectations of disappointment and unworthiness may be clouding your capacity to see the potential in yourself and others. The smoky mirror may be showing you things that you don't want as a result of your conditioning. These can become even more real, but only because you're making it so. The choice is yours. The world will hold you accountable for what you see and what you create. Can you see through the eyes of truth and faith instead? Yeah. I suspected as much when I saw this card that came out at the start of your read, and I was trying not to be insulting to anybody, but it might have come across that way initially when I was saying, look, someone's doing it. Someone is hiding away from doing the shadow work that is required, the shadow work that has been brought up through this twin flame connection. It's so necessary that the shadow work is worked through, okay? Really interesting read. So yeah, that is what I have for you, Divine Feminines. If you would like to book a private reading with me, then the link to do so can be found in my descriptions box, and it's in my pinned comment below. If you're on a mobile device, you might not immediately see the pinned comment that I've left for you, so you would need to scroll down and just click where it says comments, and then when you do that, it should pop up, like the pinned comment that I left you, it should pop up to the top, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.